I'm finally back with a part 2. I finally did a complete upgrade of the Element. I did that video, God, probably a year ago now, where I did the quick no build kind of setup in there. Well, it turned out that was fine, but I wanted more, and look at what I did, guys. Let's check this out. 2006 Honda Element EX all-wheel drive with the SC wheels. Those look beautiful, right? I don't even know where I pointed just now, but it was close enough, right there. All right, well, what happens when you can't afford all the expensive stuff online from the custom Element places? Well, you make your own. I got a bunch of ideas from other Element owners, from other Element meetups that we went to, and a bunch of Element Society people and friends online on Instagram and Facebook. And this is what we came up with, guys. It's a beautiful little kitchen area with storage and a custom closet. The door I actually got from a garage sale. It's like an iron rod, fancy thingamajiggy, and it's kind of perfect, guys. Let's start on the back of the little cabinet area right here. Pretty simple. This is just a little hanging storage thing. It's kind of a junk catcher. You know, I've got, what I got in there? I got like a lighter in there. I've got some headlamps. I got some bungee cords, some tie line. Over here on the little hat rack over here, we have our bushcraft knife. We have a saw. We have an axe. We have our umbrella. We also have a bottle opener back here hiding. And then we have our mallet for tents, because I do have a tent in here. Always need a fire extinguisher just in case. And we have another axe. So I have a couple axes in here just in case. And then I have I think it's a 2.5 gallon water storage, which is actually perfect for this size build. The hole you see here is actually a vent and a spot for my plug for my fridge, which is right there. Fits perfectly inside. I have enough room to build and actually run it off the Bluetti right there, which I normally put in the closet, but I put it up here just so you can see for now. All right, on top of the closet, kind of it's a catcher. That's kind of like underwear and shorts and socks, as well as a towel and beanie. Here is the closet, which is on a little hook to keep it closed. But isn't that little design of the door like just perfectly beautiful, guys? If you look inside, I used a tree stick to hang all the hangers off of. Up on top here, we have kind of a junk catcher drawer. Everybody needs one of those. Here we have some cooking stuff and the controller for the lights. So here is the pots and the pans and other cooking elements inside there. This is like forks and knives, and then back there is my tea kettle, which you can see right behind that light. Then we come to the main kitchen area, and this could be used for cooking and eating, guys. This is actually on a hook. This portion right here, you can see it's 2 layers. This part does slide out and gets held down by the cool little spice rack there. It kind of fits right underneath that. So we've got our spices there, we've got some sunflower seeds and our medical supplies and citronella band for mosquitoes. Got my Creature from the Black Lagoon Care Bear because I love Creature from the Black Lagoon. There is my coffee cup hanging there. It's one of the plastic ones with the foam. I think it's a GSI Outdoor. That way it doesn't bang around and clank everywhere. Nice little skull sconce here that I made, a little Dollar Tree fixer-upper kind of thing. My Bluetti, which runs all my power, and this runs so many things and for so long. It runs my fridge for like 5 days without a problem, as well as charging my phones and camera devices. Down here, this is all coffee right here, guys. This is a coffee total kit in there. We've got the mugs and all like different coffee and hot chocolate in there. This is pretty cool. This is a K-Cup coffee press, which works out really well. And then down here we got more kitchen stuff. This is going to be like plates and utensils, and I think there's some propane in here and things like that. Citronella candle. Down here on the floor in this basket I've got lights and more propane. Over here we've got more propane and hot sauce, and there's an extra little, you know, in case I need it, I can use this one in case my real stove doesn't work, or I could just use that for water. More propane, dude wipes, kind of a catch-all again. And then right here we have the fridge, guys, which works out great. Custom fit to this size. That's kind of why I picked out this one. Built it to this size as well. It fits perfectly in there. It's turned off right now, but I have just enough room to get out my sodas and my drinks. I could put, meat, sandwiches, or whatever else I want in there. It works out fantastic. Right up here is where I have my little lights connected. Always on battery. They're obviously running a little low right now. Plus it's daytime. But if you look at my little trick of how I hang it, I know the SC or the later Elements don't have the plastic going up all the way this high, but I just use paper clips. paper clips right around the wire, and then it just shoves in, and I tuck them in. There's a good example. Tuck them right in to the plastic, and it holds all the way around. It's actually pretty easy to do, and it works out great. Now this contraption is kind of cool. This actually for my phone for when I'm watching TV, if I'm laying with my head this way. Just depends on where the sun's at. But I have a black light in here, which is actually really cool, and it lights it up really nicely at night. And what I have is I have it running on this little power bank that's solar powered. So because it sits in this window, it's always getting charged, guys. This has not run out of battery power in a year, and I haven't had to recharge it in a year because it's always getting some kind of sunlight during the day to recharge itself. So it's pretty cool. And there's just a little button right here that I can just reach over, turn it on or off, and it just sits on that little power charger. Pretty clever, huh? All right, I still have access to the little cubby pocket over here, and I have a little pillow there, as well as my shades for blacking out the windows. So I always have easy access to that. And then I have a little cup holder here as well. Little pop-up, just kind of screwed it right in there. So I can have a drink on this side, or I could put it right over here on the shelf. This is also for my phone. If I'm laying this way, I put it on that little magnet device there. So I have a phone, holder on each side, which works out absolutely perfectly. All right, now the bed is honestly something me and my buddies just, we did. So I found this kitchen thing on Amazon. I did not build this thing, found it on Amazon, and it is actually really cool. When I saw it on there on accident, I was like, you know what, the measurements might work for exactly what I need, and it did. We have a nice little alley here, right? Little alleyway for my feet and to store my chair and my table that folds out. And what I did was I went to Home Depot and I grabbed a piece of plywood that you can see right here is one of those really nice expensive ones, right? The finished one that's like $100 for a sheet. Well, there was a scrap piece that happened to be there, and I paid $10 for this scrap piece, and they cut it to the size I wanted. So it fits in perfectly right here to the edge. There's like 1 or 2 screws holding it to this so it doesn't fall off, and then it goes all the way back to my back seat, or the back of the front seat, so that way it fits absolutely perfectly. On top, I have a 2.5-inch foam mattress pad, memory foam mattress pad, and it's like so comfortable, guys. I sleep so well on it. It's great. And then let me go ahead and pull out this kitchen, because you guys got to see this. Actually, let me try to do it one-handed. So, show you how easy it is. So we have the unlock mechanism here. I'm going to have to pull it because I'm kind of on a slope. And the first drawer slides out and locks in place, and that's where I have my Coleman, which works out really well. And then the second one, you unlock the second one, and you pull that out. Look at that, with a camera in hand. And what am I stuck on? There we go. I was stuck on the little lip of the carpet. And we have a little cutting board that I keep inside the sink. And then here is the collapsible sink right there for doing dishes. Isn't that pretty cool, guys? So it slides out perfectly. The bed supports the weight, so I don't need any kind of extra pull on it. It's just, it's amazing. And look at this. It has a little drawer here for all the element-sized cooking utensils that you need. Isn't that awesome? Got a couple knives in there and all the cooking things that I need. And yeah, it's on a nice little slider too. Works out perfect. And there we go. There's the complete setup when I'm out camping. Isn't that awesome, guys? It's just so cool and convenient. Yeah, the grill's a little bit dirty, but it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be clean, right? It's supposed to cook on that thing, not baby it. You got the collapsible sink, cutting board area. You have a nice little sliding drawer area for your cutlery and cooking things. And on the back, I have all kind of like my little garage with all my axes and mallets and junk and knives and bottle opener. I'm going to show you inside the closet from this side. We do have these suicide doors because it is an element, and I can actually grab my clothes this way, or by opening the front closet door, but actually it's just easier to do this way, and I have my clothes here, extra clothes here. So got a pair of nice vintage like snow gloves just in case I need them. Little hat hanger right here, hat hook, and then I can hang up. I got sweater here, and I got t-shirt and a flannel for the camping, and then inside of this I actually have some sweatpants tucked inside, hanging on the hanger there inside that hoodie. And what else I got? Pajama pants and extra beanies. I got some toiletry items hanging in this one right here. So there's some toiletry stuff right here, extra flashlight, extra phone chargers. So everything I need is kind of like right here, just kind of perfectly accessible to grab. And then what else do I have in here? I have shoes and a medical kit. And then also I have a, what is this? This is a little cool vintage cutlery kit if I need more cutlery, which is really nice. Coleman here and all that other fun stuff is in there. But yeah, it's so easy to access from the back or inside if I want, but I usually just come this way because it's, you know, it's just simpler. And then look at that, just a nice little piece of wood screwed in there. Screwn? Did I say screwn? What the heck is a screwn? Screwed in there to hold your hooks. Isn't that nice? Now during like softball season, I play a lot of softball during, you know, spring through fall, and usually keep my softball bag back here as well. But right now I just have my levelers here, and you see that there's extra storage underneath this side of the bed. There are 2 legs of the bed right there, and I'm going to show you the other side, the extra storage. But levelers there, and then I keep my rain jacket right here in the door if needed. All right, I live in California, so I don't need a ton of blankets, but I do have, well, let me show you. I have an extra jacket here. This is an Eddie Bauer foldable, like, packable jacket. So that's there for, like, hikes and whatnot. Here's my pillow. Here is a nice little fleece blanket that I use. I leave the Mexican blanket there for laying on top of just because it looks cool, and it's, you know, extra, you know, temperature control to keep everything nice and warm underneath my body. And then I have storage here too, guys. So this is really cool. Got a JBL speaker here. I've got a little storage box with a bunch of knickknacks and a couple little like folding chairs. Here is my blanket that I use when I am camping. It's like a almost like a sleeping bag fleece that unfolds. So I usually just unfold this, and if I need a second layer, I have the fleece. But this one actually works really well. It's just a nice fleece blanket. It's just fantastic. And what else do we have under here? We have, oh, there's our paper towels that go on top of the backside of the cooking thing. I've got a chair. I've got a day like picnic thing, and my extra camera gear is in here as well. But yeah, plenty of room for extra stuffs. And you can see here that the back side of the legs is actually just a couple little, like, I think they're 1x1 pieces. They're square, and just screw right into the bed, and then I have the support beam there so it doesn't move around. It works out really, really nicely. All right, over here in the front passenger door is kind of my, well, it's my library. This is where I keep a couple books. I got a Dracula there and a Frankenstein. And then this is my camping logbook where I kind of track my adventures in there. This is actually a bag that I got from some Solvang when I was there, so I still gotta go through that and pull some stickers out of there. But yeah, a little library here for reading. And the rest of the car is just kind of the rest of the Element. Very nice. I did put in a, you know, what is that called? CarPlay stereo in there, and it works out really well. And I upgraded to JBL speakers in the doors. And the rest of the car is just kind of what it is. It's just your Element. But isn't this cool? How fun is this little setup? I love it. And this little door, isn't that cool? Look, there's a little hook right there to hold the closet door closed. I can open it from there, and like I said, that's just like a little window thing, I think. I don't know, but it kind of was like, all right, well, I can make the measurement work out for this, because you know, it was simple enough, and kind of gave me enough room to have a closet and have this whole like kitchen space right here, which is pretty amazing. All right, so here it is once again. Check it out. Hi guys, well, there it is. 2006 Honda Element EX, all-wheel drive with the 18-inch SC wheels, and it's a cool build, guys. I'm ready for road trips all over the place and camping. So if you're in California, Oregon, let me know. Kind of the spots where I like to road trip at, but let me know, guys. I am down to always hang out, so check it out. Let's go have some fun.